today we are here at Napland Nature Preserve, and you can see some wildlife right now. Can you guys see it? Whoop! Whoop! So right, do you see this, the brown post up there? And if you go down, you see it? It's a coyote, I think. It's gonna go up the trail, the power line trail.
Oh, okay.
You see it?
Why do you see it?
So that's the beauty. You guys got a very nice welcome from Napland. It's going up. There, it's a coyote.
The Frontera Land Alliance is a land trust, which is an organization, one of many throughout the nation, that puts conservation easements on properties, and the conservation easements remove the development rights from that property. It doesn't affect the ownership at all, so the people continue to own the property. And when we first started the organization, my thought was that everybody's going to jump on board because they're going to want to protect all of these properties. But we found that there was a lot of uncertainty, I think, in people's minds about what a conservation easement is, and is it going to be somebody coming in and taking this property from me, which we don't do. No land trust does that. It became evident that we needed to do a lot of education for the community to understand what these easements are, what the benefits are going to be for them into the future.
Days like this where I get a chance to connect with youth is just very refreshing. And I think it gives me a reason, and it grounds me like, oh yes, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because you can lose track of that. I think just right now sharing some plants with them and the few facts that I know about biology and all that really helps, because when we started the hike, I told them, do you know any of these plants? And they were like, no. But when we got to see a prickly pear cactus, they were like, no, we don't know what that is. And I asked them, have you tried a tuna before? Or do you eat nopalitos that your abuelita makes? And they were like, yes. I'm like, well, that's the plant. You are connected to that. You know what the plant is. And then one of the students, Valeria, she mentioned that, oh my gosh, once you're in the desert, it's like actually very beautiful and diverse, because from like the city, it's just like gray and it seems like there's no life. And after we did our quick meditation and I asked them to share what they were hearing, she's like, life. I just hear life.
Last year we lost somebody that was a really advocator among a lot of different people who helped conserve this land. But her name was Judy Ackerman. So she was a very avid advocate for a lot of different issues, but this was one of her precious ones. And when I started working, I got exclusive tours with her to learn a little bit more about the property. Every time I come here, I kind of feel her like, hey, Rocio, hi, I will come back. And I think meeting her gave me this light of, I didn't have anybody to look up to for the outdoor world. I never see my representation when I worked for the Forest Service or when I worked for the like any federal agency like BLM or the Park Service. I think that's what brought me back to my community, because I wanted to be that representation for our future and current generations. I want them to know that they can be represented in any outdoor recreation or any outdoor activities that they want to do. And when I met her, I was like, oh my God, I can really grow up to be like her and still hike and still enjoy the outdoors and still plant that small seed on people to care about and start within your community.
You have two types of people. You have the people that applaud what you're doing, but there's people that are going to go with you to the trenches to go and do what you have to do. In this case, clean up our city. A lot of this trash, especially because we are a very windy city, a lot of this trash starts blowing into our mountains, into our open spaces. And not only does it hurt the image of it, but also hurts the wildlife. And it hurts a lot of the habitation that we have here in El Paso. If you love people, you're also going to love the land, because that's where we live from. We take care of our lands, we take care of our mountains, and we take care of everything that God has given us to be able to enjoy.
I think having this as an office, it's a reminder for me to keep fighting for the fight that is not only mine, but it's also for our ancestors that had history here that needs to be protected, for our current generations too, and for our future generations to start caring, but also for them to care, they need to know. And for them to know, we need to have the people to teach them. And that's why I love my job, and hiking is just wonderful to talk to people, and you get to see and hear all these stories from other people that hike, and they tell you, oh, I've hiked here since I was little and things have changed. This is not how it used to be here, or this mountain move, or this collapse, or this. But you can see the power of nature and what it has and what it gives to all of us.